Let me start with a truth most men are afraid to hear. Women don't chase nice guys. They chase dangerous men. Not dangerous in the reckless criminal sense. Dangerous in the sense that he's disciplined, detached, and unpredictable. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't explain himself. He walks with purpose and speaks with power. That kind of man is magnetic. Why? Because he's rare, and women chase what they can't control. Let's break down the Machiavellian rules of attraction that dangerous men live by. These aren't tricks. They're principles rooted in power, control, and self-respect. Follow these, and you won't need to chase women. They'll chase you. A man who can control his emotions is a man who commands respect. In the world of attraction, emotional control isn't optional. It's essential. When you let your emotions run wild, whether it's jealousy, anger, desperation, or insecurity, you're signaling that you're not in charge of yourself. And if you're not in control of you, how can you lead or protect anyone else? That's the quiet power women instinctively look for. The man who keeps his cool while others lose theirs. Too many men believe that being emotionally expressive all the time is attractive, but oversharing, overreacting, or becoming emotionally dependent on a woman actually pushes her away. Why? Because it makes you predictable and easy to manipulate. The man who reacts to everything she says or does becomes boring and controllable. On the other hand, the man who maintains emotional discipline, who chooses when and how to respond, keeps her curious and on edge in the best way. Being calm under pressure shows strength. It shows maturity. It shows that your emotions don't control you, you control them. This doesn't mean being emotionally numb or cold. It means learning to channel emotions in a way that serves your mission, your self-respect, and your leadership. You don't explode when things go wrong. You don't beg when someone threatens to leave. You remain steady because your identity doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. Women are drawn to men who anchor them, not men who compete with them for emotional attention. When she sees that nothing shakes you, not her tests, not outside pressure, not your own fears, she begins to view you as something rare. That's the kind of presence that turns heads and earns loyalty. Emotional discipline is not about suppressing what you feel. It's about mastering it. And mastery is magnetic. Predictability is the enemy of attraction. When a woman feels like she can read you like a book, she loses interest because the mystery is gone. Dangerous men understand this on a deep level. They don't lay all their cards on the table. They know that keeping a woman slightly uncertain, slightly curious, and slightly off balance keeps her emotionally engaged. This isn't manipulation. It's mastery of self-presentation. When you're unpredictable, it doesn't mean being flaky or unreliable. It means you don't act based on what you think she expects. You're not always available. You're not always reactive. You don't give the same responses every time. One moment you're fully present. The next, you're immersed in your mission. She never quite knows where she stands with you, and that tension keeps the attraction alive. Predictable men fall into routines. They reply instantly. They always say yes. They reveal too much too soon. It's comfortable at first, but quickly becomes boring. Women may say they want nice and safe, but the truth is, what keeps them emotionally invested is the chase. And the chase only exists when they feel like they haven't completely figured you out. An unpredictable man creates emotional spikes. She can't tell if you're completely into her or if you're just letting her get close because you're confident in yourself. She doesn't know what you'll do next, but she wants to find out. That's what makes her chase. That's what keeps her coming back. If you want to be the man women can't stop thinking about, stop being so easy to figure out. Keep a part of yourself reserved. Let your actions be harder to decode. When she feels like she has to earn your full attention, she values it more. And that value is where desire lives. Most men are taught that to get a woman's attention, they have to pursue her, text first, plan everything, constantly compliment her, and always show interest. But what they don't realize is that the more you chase, the more you lower your value in her eyes. A man who chases communicates that he has nothing more important going on. He puts her on a pedestal and tries to win her over. That dynamic is completely backward from what truly creates attraction. A high-value man doesn't chase, he attracts. He does this by focusing on himself, building a life so magnetic that women naturally want to be part of it. He works on his body, his purpose, his mindset, and his money. He's not waiting on her to make plans. He's already booked. His world is full, and if she wants a place in it, she has to rise to his level. This doesn't mean being arrogant or rude. It means operating from a place of confidence and self-respect. It's understanding that the moment you chase someone, you tell them you need something from them. And neediness is the quickest way to kill attraction. Women are drawn to men who are already in motion, men who have direction, who are busy, building, who aren't pausing their life to impress anyone. When a man stops chasing and starts attracting, his energy shifts. He becomes more grounded, he becomes more selective, he becomes more powerful, and women can feel that. They sense that he's not easily impressed, and they instinctively want to earn his attention. That's the game changer. Don't run after her. Build something so powerful that she has to run after you. That's how attraction is created, and more importantly, sustained. Detachment from outcome is one of the most powerful mindsets a man can adopt, especially in the realm of attraction. Most guys get emotionally attached to every situation with a woman. They meet someone they like, and immediately their thoughts revolve around how to keep her, impress her, or win her approval. That emotional attachment creates pressure, and pressure creates weakness. The more you care about what happens, the more power you give away. A man who is detached from outcome operates from abundance, not scarcity. He understands that not every interaction needs to lead somewhere. If a woman is interested, great. If not, that's fine too. His value doesn't change based on how someone else reacts. He's not defined by whether or not a woman stays. He's defined by how well he stays aligned with his own mission, peace, and standards. Detachment doesn't mean being cold or uninterested. It means not being emotionally invested in things outside your control. You can desire connection without needing it to complete you. That difference is subtle but critical. Women can feel when a man needs them to validate his worth. They can also feel when a man is whole with or without them, and that's what keeps them intrigued. When you're detached from outcome, you stop trying to force things. You allow her to choose you freely, without manipulation or desperation. That alone makes you more attractive, because it shows inner strength. You don't beg, plead, or chase. You lead, you observe, and you decide. A man who walks away when respect is missing, without anger, just clarity, is a man who becomes unforgettable. When your self-worth doesn't rise or fall with her interest, you become the one with true power. And power, calmly held, is irresistible. The presence of a man speaks volumes before he ever opens his mouth. Dangerous men, those who command attention and spark desire, understand the weight of silent confidence. It's not about being the loudest in the room or constantly trying to impress. It's about walking into a space like you belong there, without needing validation or permission. That quiet intensity, that self-assured calm, sends a stronger signal than words ever could. Silent confidence isn't arrogance. It's the energy of a man who knows who he is, what he stands for, and what he will and will not tolerate. He doesn't over-explain, he doesn't seek approval, and he doesn't brag. He simply carries himself with a level of self-respect that demands attention. Women notice this instantly, often without being able to explain why. It's an energy they feel, rooted, grounded, firm. Too many men believe they have to perform to gain attraction. They talk too much, try too hard, and end up showing insecurity instead of strength. But a man who can sit in silence, make eye contact, and be completely comfortable in his own skin exerts a kind of dominance that words can't match. He's not trying to convince anyone of his worth. He's already convinced of it himself. This kind of presence makes her lean in. It makes her want to know more. It challenges her to earn your attention instead of assuming it's already hers. When your silence is backed by substance, when you've done the inner work, built your life, and found your center, that's when your quiet becomes powerful. And power, when it's not flaunted but simply embodied, drives her wild. You don't need to say much when your energy says everything. Let your presence be felt before a single word leaves your mouth. Powerful men do not seek permission to lead. They simply lead. This ability to command, to guide, and to direct comes not from force, but from certainty. When a man knows who he is and what he wants, he naturally moves through life making decisions with clarity. That decisiveness becomes magnetic. Women are biologically wired to respond to leadership, not because they are weak, but because true leadership signals strength, protection, and security. When a man hesitates, overthinks, or constantly asks what she wants to do, he's subtly communicating that he lacks direction. That uncertainty creates emotional discomfort. On the other hand, when you calmly take the lead, whether it's planning a date, making a life decision, or standing by your principles, she feels more at ease. Not because she can't decide for herself, but because she respects a man who doesn't need to be told how to act. Leadership is not about control. It's about presence. It's the ability to hold a situation with confidence and steer it without needing applause. It means you have a vision and you're willing to walk it with or without her. That's the kind of confidence that keeps her drawn in. When you take responsibility for your life, your outcomes, and your emotions, she naturally follows your lead, not out of submission, but out of deep respect. A man who leads doesn't need to ask if he's enough. He shows it by how he moves, what he builds, and how he carries himself in every room. In relationships, this leadership builds trust and admiration, and when you couple that with empathy and strength, you become a man she doesn't want to challenge. She wants to stand beside. Lead with presence, and she'll chase your direction. Mystery is one of the most potent forces in attraction, and dangerous men know how to wield it effortlessly. In a world where everyone overshares, a man who holds something back becomes instantly more compelling. When you're not an open book, you invite curiosity. You make her wonder, question, and lean in to understand you. That sense of the unknown creates a powerful emotional pull because people chase what they can't quite figure out. Many men make the mistake of laying all their cards on the table too soon. They reveal everything about themselves in the hope of building connection quickly. But when there's nothing left to discover, interest fades. Contrast that with a man who offers glimpses, but never the full picture. He shares just enough to be intriguing, but keeps the depth of his world protected. This controlled sense of mystery keeps her guessing, and guessing keeps her engaged. Mystery doesn't mean being secretive or deceptive. It means having layers. It's about cultivating a life so rich that she can sense there's more to you than what she sees. Maybe it's your ambitions, your past, your mindset, or your emotional depth, but you don't feel the need to spill it all right away. You know your worth, and you understand that revealing it slowly is far more impactful than putting it all on display. This approach builds tension, and tension is essential to desire. When she feels that there's more to discover, she becomes emotionally invested in uncovering it. That's what creates long-term intrigue. The man who can remain composed, grounded, and a little unreadable holds all the cards. He doesn't chase attention. He lets his energy, his mystery, and his quiet strength pull it in naturally. Be the puzzle she wants to solve, not the story she already knows. Confidence is the silent language of attraction that speaks louder than any words you could say. Dangerous men exude a self-assuredness that immediately commands respect and interest without having to boast or explain themselves. This kind of confidence isn't about arrogance or pretending to be someone you're not. It's a deep-rooted belief in your own value and capabilities. When you possess genuine confidence, it radiates through your posture, your eye contact, and even your energy, making women naturally gravitate toward you. Many men confuse confidence with trying too hard, being loud, or showing off. In reality, true confidence is calm and steady. It doesn't need constant validation or approval because it's built from within. This internal security means that when challenges arise, you handle them with grace and composure rather than panic or insecurity. Women sense this stability and are drawn to it because it signals emotional strength and reliability. Confidence also allows you to be authentic. When you're secure in yourself, you don't feel the need to put on a facade or say what you think others want to hear. You express your opinions clearly and stand by your decisions without fear of rejection. This authenticity is magnetic because it creates trust and respect. Women want a man who can be himself fully, not someone who is constantly adjusting to please others. Furthermore, confident men set boundaries effortlessly. They know their worth and won't tolerate disrespect or games. This firm sense of self-respect creates an environment where healthy attraction can flourish, free from insecurity or manipulation. When your confidence shines through naturally, you don't need to chase or prove anything. She'll be drawn to the certainty you embody, making you unforgettable in her mind and heart. You don't need to be a bad guy to be dangerous. You just need to be in control of your mind, your time, and your direction. Build power, not dependence. Be calm, not chaotic. And the moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you.